indoor and outdoor dining. Food came out wrong. Food came out late. We had plates, meat, and plates, which you had like your appetizer course out, and then right behind it you had your entree course, and it was just flooded at the table. Right. Steaks overcooked. Everything. That it was Murphy's Law 101. Everything that could go wrong went wrong for this table. They were pretty upset. The server at that point shelled up. Right, they didn't want to tell me. They didn't want to tell me that they had messed up that badly and all that. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna try to hide it and sweep it under the rug.
Exactly right. I'm just gonna say that the kitchen messed up. Right, which is never the right call. It's never right to pass the buck on to somebody else. If you have an opportunity to stop the buck, stop the buck.
Yeah.
Like if you just take responsibility for the actions own it. Own it, man.
Yeah.
People really appreciate that, and then there's no backpedaling. If you own the situation, you're no longer backpedaling looking for an excuse. There's a reason behind that. So I went to the table and I told them verbatim, look, I'm really sorry about that. The shortcomings that you experienced today at your table are a direct reflection of my poor management, and I take full responsibility for his lack of professionalism.
Oh, that's awesome.
His success is a direct reflection of my success. Like it's and that's the truth though. You got to be able to own it. You know what I mean? Like that's and it's not my business, but it's my business.
It is, and you got to take it. You own it that way. You know, this like as a server or a bartender or a manager. This is my place.
We are all independent contractors for far wealthier people than ourselves.
That's correct. Yeah,
pretty much it.
Right. Correct.
But the other thing is not being too proud to admit that we can all improve. You know what I mean? No matter what position you're in. If you're a bartender, you can always expand your knowledge. You can find different ways of flaring if that's your thing. Or just, picking up your speed. There's always ways of improving. So from a restaurant standpoint, I thought you nailed that so on the head. Because you kind of nipped everything in the butt, and the table's like, oh shit, this manager really cares and wants to improve the establishment. And I thought that was incredible.
Well, the key is to care, and and even if you, the key is to care. But even if you don't care, even if you don't care about managing a restaurant, understand that once you take full responsibility for your actions, the bitching stops.
Oh yeah,
it's the path of least resistance. It's not the most comfortable path, owning up to the shortcomings of other people, but it's the path that stops the buck.
Well, I think there's a lot of people out there, and it has to do with their, personality types. Like, again, I'll talk about the person before I was there. Very guarded, doesn't want to admit wrong, doesn't have humility whatsoever. I mean, at the end of the day, these people came to this place to enjoy themselves and have a good time. They took time out of their week and money out of their wallets to do this thing, and it becomes a very emotional situation where if, especially if it was a six top, so they're probably there for some reason. They've invited their friends out. They're expecting to have a good time with each other. But all that's happening is just this negative situation. So we have to have humility to these people. And I know that we get people get very guarded, or they just want to volley this negativity back. But that negativity is coming towards you because of the situation, and it's not okay. You just have to absorb it and move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you're talking about it's how they feel.
It's how they feel.
It's how they're communicating their feelings.
Right.
It's not a comfortable situation because there's money and time and expectations that need to be met. And they don't necessarily react in the best way.
They don't.
Neither do the people receiving that information.
Right.
But as a manager, recognizing the root of the issue is key to extinguishing any problem.
Oh, man. Managing is the most... You got to be zen, or you're just going to... It's going to fail. I see managers, as a bartender... And it's if you want to lose your job, man, just move up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Even I look at I swear to God, I look at as a bartender, it's you'll see bartenders there for 8 years or 10 years, and you think about all the managers, and they just kind of cycle through. And because the reality is most people don't. They want the title and the accolades of it, but they don't have the constitution to deal with all this information and negativity and emotion coming their way, either whether it be from your team members, associates, employees, or the floor, all these guests.
Right.
So you have to be this massive emotional sponge, and if you can't do it, man, you're just gonna either break down or fade away.
Yeah, no, management needs to be the Muhammad Ali of the building. You
100%.
just got to be able to float like a butterfly and sting like
That's
you.
right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, sometimes there are things that we can see when, as bartenders, that you can't see as a manager, right? Because we'll be, like, you know, behind a bar working, like, all the time. And I'm talking about, like, really, like, uncomfortable situations, whether it be, like, a bartender that's, like, drinking behind the bar.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe there's some, like, theft or, you know, giving away drinks. Things are, you know, just all the different things. A bartender that has been, and don't get me wrong, guys, I've been there before where it's been where you've gone out to the beach in the morning, you know, you've had a couple beers, but then you've got a shift coming up at like 3, you know what I mean, or 4, and maybe like you had a couple beers too many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're still scheduled. You try to get your shift covered, but now you still got to come in.
Yeah.
But
And you're coming in last minute. You just got sand still on your ass.
Right. You're completely, but you're like worthless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess the point that I'm trying to get at, from a management standpoint, how do you bring that up about another staff member without being labeled as the fucking narc? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So like,
I'm no rat. I ain't got to tell nobody. Yeah,
or
yeah.
do you? You know what I mean? Because I've seen it plenty of times where it's like, okay, we'll give it a chance. You know, as a bartender, you know, trusting another bartender, you're like, you know what? There's no reason to bring this up. You know, it won't happen again. They're cool. I'm cool. We're all cool together. We're part of a team. But that person's like hurting your team.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what I do is, like, we're all really fast bartenders,
Right.
But what I do is I literally almost have like a pre-shift meeting with that person, and I'll be like, look, I know you were off today, or you didn't expect to come in,
Yeah. Yeah.
but your hand is in my pocket right now because we're splitting this money. So light the fucking fire. We're gonna get through this shift, and we're gonna make some money, but you are not gonna be a dead weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like if you do that before the shift really gets going, they usually have enough respect and understanding to be like, you're right. That sucks. I shouldn't be this drunk, but I'm here now. And generally they'll kind of like pick it up because they know that they respect you. You've talked to them and you're like, look, I'm not going to fucking say anything. I'm coming at you like a man right now.
Right. Yeah.
I will though. If you don't pick it up right now.
Yeah.
I've definitely been in that situation, and I've had to say that before. And generally people kind of pick it up a little bit.
Right. You don't.
So I've been lucky enough to not be on the tail end of them not picking it up.
Right, yeah.
Have you guys been there where they just didn't pick it up and you've had to say something? To management.
So we had a situation where we, you know, saw something that was like a little strange, a little fishy, you know what I mean? And then we kind of had a feeling this was happening, and then finally we just said, okay, let's look into it. And we looked into it, and we just saw clear as day, this is what this person's doing. And so we just called him out, and that was it. It was over. But with that person, though, I know that previous to that day that he was let go, other people had talked to him. I believe that you would talk to him.
Oh, yep.
And said, hey, I'm not sure what's going on here, but it can't, and this is how you do things, and that's just how it should be. You know what I mean? And then, you know, he didn't take that advice like you guys had given him.
Yeah, okay, so that was over a week kind of advice.
Right, yeah,
like
yeah.
He had picked it up that day.
Right.
But the problem had continued.
Yeah, and then
right. And furthermore, like, advice for bartenders going out there or people interested in bartending who haven't started yet, who are eager, go for it. I love it. I love being a bartender.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a good bartender by giving away drinks.
Oh, the hook it up.
And that is not something you should strive for. You don't want to be liked. You don't want to be visited because you give away drinks. That doesn't make you a good bartender.
It's a dark road to go down.
It's a very dark road to go down.
It is endless.
Right.
And that could fuck up your whole future
Yeah.
if you're trying to bartend and move up to different bars.
Like use it. You know, use the idea of buying someone a drink, or if you have like a promotion tab, because that's a thing.
Right.
Use it in a constructive way.
Right.
Bachelorette party, special events. Somebody just got married.
Right.
Somebody just got engaged. A birthday.
Right.
Not for like.
Oh, bro, you're here again today and yesterday, the day before, and every day you come here, I can buy you a drink. No, that's stupid.
The thing, the event that you were talking about, and it's, you know, it's far past, and, you know, I believe that everybody deserves a second chance.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I think in the moment, you know, that needed to transpire the way that it did. But I do remember. I feel like it would just be it's got to be difficult sometimes as a bartender, as staff, to walk up to management after knowing that you tried to give that, you try to shake it out of the tree, you know what I mean? You try to talk to that person, you try to be a man and just let them know, like, hey, like, this is fucked up. A lot of people see this as fucked up. Like, you should stop doing this. And sometimes people are just like, I'm smarter than you. Or I'm better than you.
Or I don't give a fuck. Or this is my second job.
Right. And then that was, I remember how awkward it was for, because that was, bartenders brought it up to assistant manager. And assistant manager sat on it. And then assistant manager brought it up to me. Yeah. And I was a GM at the time. And just like Dylan said, you know, just kind of got to jump directly at the issue. You know what I mean? Like, stop the buck. You know?
Yeah. Or that shit'll continue.
Right, it will continue.
And
if you're in a high volume place,
you're just burning money up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I guess my question overall is, as a manager, do you appreciate? No, it's not like an ass kissing thing, you know what I mean? But do you appreciate, like, when your staff is honest about issues that are happening in your restaurant?
Yeah, I do. I appreciate the emotion that comes behind the delivery. If it's a genuine care for the employee or the associate, then absolutely. But if it's to one up somebody who's struggling with, like, some form of addiction or anything like that, then of course I appreciate the knowledge, but I am skeptical of the intent behind those words. In our industry, I know we've all known somebody who struggled with some form of addiction. Mental health and all that is crucial in our industry because it's high stress, high volume, lots of cash, new faces, new people to meet and mingle with. But we just, the one thing that I preach to anybody I work with is if we take care of each other, everything else will take care of itself, guests included. Like, it's that simple. We have a common goal to create a profitable, enjoyable environment for everybody around us, and we just happen to make a little bit of money as well.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, oh man, intention.
I'm looking over at Evan here, and he's just like, God
my
damn,
God,
who did you bring on today? I'm like, I told you.
But you're 100% right. That intention thing is so big. Like, so there's that thing where it's like there's two types of people in the world. There's the ones that get ahead by helping other people out, and the ones that try to get ahead by kicking people down. And, you know, so if you're trying to protect the team, like you said, then 100% that's awesome. But if you're just trying to put somebody down just because you want to move forward, yeah, like you said, it's great to get the information, but you're kind of shady. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Cheers to that, actually.
Yeah, cheers to that. Well said.
Yeah. What is this one today? This is Cazadores.
Cazadores. We're still waiting on you, George.
Casamigos.
Still waiting on you, George.
That's old Casamigos.
It's Casamigos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
George Clooney, if you're listening, I liked you as Batman.
even with the nipples on the suit, I don't know what that was about. Sorry they did that.
I mean,
they
need protection too, right?
That wasn't his fault.
You know,
that was for moms. That was for moms everywhere.
Nipples on the suit. What was that? That's so strange.
I don't know. I mean,
do you think it like distracted like whoever he was fighting at the time? Like, do you think that was like a really crucial point?
That's good.
Oh, those fucking nipples.
Good.
I'm Mr. Are those nipples in my shirt?
Wow. They got it. It is. It's a tactic.
Or was it because of Mr. Freeze that there were nipples on the suit?
Just straight
So since we're winding down relatively, a lot of you don't know this about Dylan, but he is a spot-on impersonator.
You're going to kill me with this.
And I'm going to throw him on the fucking hot seat, and I don't even care at all. So we're going to do a little role-playing here, and we're going to say, if you were to go out to a bar or restaurant, which celebrity would you want to serve you and take care of you? Dylan!
So this was a game that we used to play. So there's a lot of really fun answers. Of course, a lot of them are either really attractive men or really attractive women, but I always thought it would be fun to have somebody with, like, a recognizable voice. Like Christopher Walken would be an amazing waiter. I would love to hear him like greet a table, and then